Family drama just has to be one of the most stressful things out there. And sadly for celebrities, fame and money cannot help even the most successful people escape it. And their fame even mostly amplifies it. I'm sure the family fights are a million times worse than it is for normal people who at least get to leave their dirty laundry at home. Hey, what's up IOers, it's Mackenzie Smith here, and today I'm going to be filling you in on the top 10 celebrities that have been exposed by their family members. And most of these are non-famous people doing the shading, which I'd say makes this even juicier. Starting off at number 10, we have Adele versus her dad. So Adele is a megastar that's unfortunately had a rough past with her father. It seems that Adele's gripe with her dad is that he left her and her mother when she was young, making it very difficult for her growing up, as well as the fact he did an interview in 2011 with the Daily Mail right at the brink of her superstardom. And now that she's an A-list celeb, he's trying to make up for everything and get back in her good graces. He has even taken his anger out at Adele through the media, speaking to the press about his daughter and how he wants to reconnect, but also occasionally shading her. Like recently when he spoke to the Daily Mail and confessed that Adele had ignored all his attempts at reconciliation. He also spoke about how he's heartbroken at the fact that she will not let him see her son. And he's really mad that she didn't honor his late father John through her son's name. Next in at number 9, we have Madonna. Madonna's brother is another family member who has spoken to the media about his disdain for his sister, and their whole family in general. Anthony Sassone, who has been on the streets for almost 3 years, claims his superstar sister doesn't care if he's dead or alive, and that she lives in her own world. While Mail Online reports his family is incredibly worried about him as he is homeless right now, living on the cold streets of Michigan, and they're scared that they can't save him. He continued saying to the press, "I never loved her in the first place. She never loved me. We never loved each other." But he also did explain that he doesn't need money from Madonna and that she's made all her money and deserves to keep all of it. And honestly, this one's just really sad. Like, I wish there was someone that could do something, but since this article labeled him a struggling alcoholic, I'm sure there's not really much that can be done. Next in at number 8, Rihanna versus her father. So Rihanna's dad is another person who has spoken out against their superstar offspring. Her father has spoken out to the press many times about the disapproval he has for her stardom and persona. Her dad has also done her dirty by using her fame for some quick cash. He actually went to the tabloids and ousted rumors about her taking all the money while not caring at all what the repercussions for her might be. Rhee spoke about her dad in an interview with Vogue, saying, "He never called to find out how I was doing, if I was alive, nothing." So I guess for this one we can totally understand why their relationship is sour. Next in at number 7, we have Megan Fox. So this one I actually saw on Reddit, and it was in a thread that asked people who were related to celebrities to comment on how their fame had affected the family. One commenter said that he was related to Megan Fox, saying, "Megan Fox is my first cousin once removed. Her mother and my grandfather are brother and sister. She's 6 years older than me, so there's plenty of pictures of us playing together while growing up. The last time she was in town to visit was about 12 years ago. She came for Christmas and everything seemed normal until she whipped out a stack of headshots she brought to sign for us to take back to our friends and such." So the commenter here thought that this was a little stuck up of Megan, but some of the people backed her up in the comments, saying that she might have just done it because she knew how awkward it would be for everyone to ask, because I'm sure at the time she was, a huge celebrity, so she figured that, his friends might want one or something. I don't know, I can see that on both sides. Next in at number 6, the Roberts family. Emma and Julia versus Eric. So if you didn't already know, Emma Roberts and Julia Roberts are related, with Emma being Julia's niece. And the family has drama with Emma's father, Eric Roberts, who is a prominent actor as well, who is 10 years older than Julia. And along with constantly crediting himself for Julia's success in the biz, Eric just began behaving really inappropriately and just being a full-on person, so much that Julia actually helped Eric's ex-wife win custody over Emma. Thankfully, we've got some celeb families sticking up for one another in this one. Halfway through at number 5, we have Kate Hudson versus Bill Hudson. So I'm sure as you already know, Kate Hudson is the child of Goldie Hawn and Bill Hudson. But since Kate and her brother Oliver have not had a good relationship with their father, Kate considers her mom's longtime husband, Kurt Russell, to be her real dad. Kate goes so far as to not even consider Bill her real father, with the way that Kurt treated her basically her whole life being considered the father figure in her life that she never really had with Bill. In retaliation to Kate admitting this, Bill Hudson has also clapped back publicly by disowning them as children. Yeah, something tells me that they don't really care. Next in at number 4, Lindsay Lohan versus her dad. So Lindsay is another child star that has a broken relationship with her dad. Lindsay has spoken out about this occasionally in interviews, but the biggest nod to her father was in her song, Confessions of a Broken Heart, where she shared her fatherly pain through the song. Another reason why they're not so close though is that he actually recorded a private phone call between the two of them and then sold it to the press. Lindsay talked about it in an interview where she said before the incident their relationship was already on a tightrope, but after that it was clear that he was never gonna change. She told TMZ, "He doesn't know what it means to be a father, and he doesn't want to be a dad." Oh, I feel really sorry for Lindsay for that one. Next in at number 3, Mariah Carey versus her siblings. Mariah is sadly another celeb who has beef with practically her whole family. Her sister Allison has been in and out of trouble for years, even being arrested at one point. In 2016, her brother Morgan came out in support of Allison, slamming Mariah for not helping her when she absolutely has the financial means to do so. Morgan told Inside Edition, "Mariah doesn't care about anyone other than herself," continuing saying, "I would hope Mariah could find it in her heart to forgive Allison for her transgressions and step up. Create trust. Let's make sure Allison's needs are met." However, although her brother tries to make her look like a bad person, that hasn't helped out. Sources close to Mariah say that she did give support for many years, but stopped when she was told it wasn't enough. After she stopped, they threatened to write an expose about her, which was basically the last nail in the coffin for their relationship. Next in at number 2, Caitlyn Jenner versus the Kardashians. So with this one, there is truly way too much to include all in one video, but I'll try and touch on the main stuff that I know you want to hear. This all started back when Bruce, now Caitlyn, transitioned into a woman and divorced from Kris. A lot of the shade has been thrown through the press, but also a lot of it started with the release of Caitlyn's memoir that aired tons of dirty laundry about the Kardashians, in particular Kris. One of Caitlyn's main gripes with Kris is the debate around whether Kris knew about Caitlyn's gender struggles while they were married. Caitlyn claims Kris knew she had gender identity issues, the fact she had taken female hormones in the 1980s, and also dabbled with cross-dressing. Caitlyn also said the breakdown of their 23-year marriage was down to 20% gender and 80% was just the way that he was treated. But the Kardashians did not like the hate train against their mother. Kim responded to Caitlyn's comments by saying, "All Caitlyn can talk about is that my mom mistreated her and was awful and all these really rude things, when there's no reason to bash my mom." Khloe then had some issues with Caitlyn when she never told her kids about the transition. Khloe said in an interview, "We kept asking him, Bruce, like what's going on? We're all hearing these rumors, and he kept telling us one thing, but really he knew he was transitioning and wouldn't be honest with us." Khloe continued saying, "It was really hard finding out the same time the world did, but this is all nothing compared to what was in Caitlyn's book." The most scandalous of many things I could include Caitlyn saying Kris had control over all the money the couple made from the show, Caitlyn who came up with the idea for the show, not Kris, and she says Kendall is the most down-to-earth of all the girls, and that the girls were not included in the Diane Sawyer interview because research shows that whenever a Kardashian is on TV, many in the public tend to think it's a publicity stunt. Ouch. So after all this and more, it doesn't seem that the family's relationship will ever go back to the way it was. Although it does seem that they're slowly taking steps to mend the issues with Kate. In at number 1, we have Meghan Markle versus the Markles. So this story is absolutely as messy as it gets when it comes to family drama. After the announcement of her engagement to Harry, and then pretty much anytime anything else has happened after that, Meghan's family has interjected with something to say. The main players are her sister Samantha, father Thomas, and brother Thomas Jr. And they cannot and will not stop talking to the press about anything to do with Meghan. Ugh, clout chasers much? So much has happened with this family, but I'll try and give you the heavy hitters. Her dad Thomas was caught being paid by a news outlet to pose for some paparazzi style photos of him researching stuff about the royal family in order to make some quick cash. Then after this revelation, Meghan's father famously ditched her wedding, despite being invited to attend and even walk her down the aisle. Then after the announcement that they were leaving the royal family, Thomas spoke to the press about him being disappointed that she is shirking her royal responsibilities to the British people. And he continued that she's destroying the British family all for money. The family also pleaded with Harry to break up with Meghan before the wedding, trying to expose things from her past and telling them that it would be a huge mistake if they were married. And lastly, her sister Samantha has been on many media tours talking crap about her sister, even admitting that she's planning to write a tell-all book about her life before fame. So yeah, sounds like a loving family, not sure why she left. I just feel even worse for Meghan on this one because she was already ridiculed for so many reasons in the media when the engagement was announced, and now she's trying to look, you know, poised and professional for the royals, and then her train wreck family just comes and almost completely ruins everything. Yeah, I wouldn't blame her if she literally never spoke to any of them again. So that's all I have for this story today, but I'm gonna end off with a few comments that were in my Caroline Flack video. So Disney on Wheels said, "Here in the UK, she wasn't just a presenter, she felt like a friend. She was a beautiful soul and will be so missed. She was horrendously bullied in the media, newspapers, and social media, and that took its toll. Rest in peace, Caroline." Yeah, I saw a few comments like this saying that she was super well known in the UK. Here in Canada, I didn't really know too much about her until her death, if I'm gonna be honest, but my heart goes out to everyone in the UK because it seems like she was a really big, you know, public figure over there. Next, Daya said, "Caroline was the UK sweetheart. I wish she was getting all the support, attention, and messages when she really needed them. It's heartbreaking. P.S. Whoever gave her toxic advice not to post or voice her truth was wrong. Maybe things would have gone differently. We love you, Caroline. Rest in peace, Island Gal." Yeah, this is always really sad when you see this support after, when it was really needed beforehand. Like, you know, you really wish people said these kind things to her when she was still around. And then lastly, Christina McFarland said, "I don't know if I should even hit the like button on this. They need to have like a sad face button also." And honestly, I totally agree with that. I like how Facebook added like all the emotions to the videos and comments. It would be really, really cool if YouTube did something similar. Okay, so that is all I have today. Like and subscribe if you liked, and leave me a comment on who you think has the worst family situation below. Honestly, my vote's for Meghan on this one. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.